Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Mr. BK Farmer. So this is gonna be an update on the 3 clones that I had showed you guys. I think it was about 2 to 3 weeks ago. I just really been so busy. I haven't had enough time to really care for these plants like I usually do. But today, I'm gonna show these girls a lot of TLC. We're gonna be doing a little bit of training. I'm also gonna be transplanting these girls into some new soil because, as you guys can see on this Tropicana cookie, it's having a lot of deficiencies, and I could tell that it's having some calcium and magnesium deficiency. And it could be multiple reasons why this plant is looking like this right now. It could be the pH. It could be that it's growing out of this 1 gallon pot, or it could be that this soil that has been sitting in for almost 6 weeks is running out of nutrients. So that's one of the reasons why I'm gonna be transplanting this girl into a bigger pot. And you guys know, if you've been keeping up with my videos, you know I like to fill my soil in my pots with the 1 gallon pots. So I place a little bit of soil at the bottom, and then I place the 1 gallon pot in the middle and put all the soil around it. And once you do that, you just pull it out and you got a nice hole to place your transplant clone in. So right now, I'm gonna just be working on these clones. I'm gonna be taking some of that undergrowth off, as you guys can see, because a lot of undergrowth on this Tropicana cookie, and I wanna remove all of that because it's not gonna be making it up. And a lot of these tops at the top, I'm gonna be training them back down just to reach the height of these. So I'm gonna use the bud clips, and I probably bend this girl over to bring her, this way, just so she could meet the height of this one. And I'm also gonna do the same thing to this branch. I'll probably bend it over just till it reached the height of that one with one of the bud clips. And this is basically the start of the training. I actually didn't do anything to these girls yet. That's why you can see that these 2 main branches right here is just out of control. But I'm gonna fix everything today. And within a couple of days, these girls is gonna bounce right back once I place them into that new soil. And as you can see, the sour diesel, they also having a little bit of deficiencies on these leaves. As you guys can see, it's not as lush green as they're supposed to be. But I do like the structure of this plant. I'm telling you, these girls grow nice, short, and bushy. And I do have 4 sour diesel clones that's growing right now. That's actually in week 3, 4 flower. And I'm gonna show you guys those and what those looking like to make up for that Tropicana cookie. And I'm very happy with how those girls are coming out. But today, we're gonna be transplanting these girls into that new soil. But first thing first, I'm gonna remove a lot of these plants out of here so I can just work on one to show you guys exactly what I'm gonna be doing. So I'm gonna remove these 2 plants. I'm gonna just put them on the side. So now we're just gonna work with this Tropicana cookie. And right now, all I wanna do is remove a lot of this lower growth. All this lower growth down here is not gonna amount to nothing, so I'm gonna be removing a lot of it. And you see these long branches right here? I'm gonna use these for clones. I probably only take about 2 of them to use for clones, but right now I'm just gonna be removing a lot of this garbage at the bottom because it's not gonna amount to nothing. So let's start doing that now. There's a lot of growth down here that's not gonna make it to the top. But basically everything below these nodes is gonna go. Everything below these nodes is gonna go. So all the leaves, all the extra branches, I'm gonna remove everything. Everything comes off. Because I don't want no energy going into the bottom. So I'm gonna remove all of this stuff. And as you guys can see, it's already starting to get a lot more clean down there. So everything down here, I'm gonna remove, but I'm gonna show you guys after so you can get a good look of everything that I took off. And that's one of the reasons why I wear gloves, because you never know when you gotta use your hands, and you don't wanna take the chance and forget to wash your hands and then go in there and start picking things off. And you got a bunch of dirty fingernails and things like that, that can cause your plant to go into major issues. So this is one of the reasons why I try to wear gloves whenever I'm just doing things like this, so everything could be nice and sterile. I ain't gotta be worrying about my plant catching no crazy diseases or issues. Everything is nice and sterile. All right, so as you guys can see, I cleaned up everything at the bottom. You don't wanna waste no energy on those. Let me just look around a little bit more. I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna remove this. Everything else I'm gonna keep, because now I'm gonna start training this girl. And I'm actually gonna put this, these 3 clones in a bigger tent, because these girls is not gonna make it inside this little 2x2. So I'm actually gonna put them inside the 2x4. And remember, I already got 4 clones that's in week 3 of the flower stage inside that 3x3. So that plant, remember I told y'all, I'm running out of space in here, so I'm limited to everything that I could do. So right now, what I wanna do with this girl, I wanna transplant her into some new soil. So that's what I'm gonna be doing right now. So, give me a minute, y'all. Let me set you up. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, just been so rough lately trying to get these videos out and trying to work and, you know, just try to do a lot of just family stuff. It's just been really hard trying to keep up with these videos. But one thing I'm gonna tell y'all is that I'm always gonna bring you guys something, and I'm always gonna give y'all some good, nice nuts to look at during these harvests. So right now, I'm gonna just be taking this girl out and putting her into the new soil. So let me put this right here, so you guys can see. Another thing I'm gonna be using is some azos. So I usually use mycos. It's just another root stimulant. It basically avoids you from getting like root stress, and it basically just promote root growth. But azos, I heard that it's a little bit more effective. But to me, I feel like mycos and azos does the same thing. So whichever one you get, they both work the same way. I just feel like the azos is a little bit more effective when it comes down to the roots. So I'm actually gonna sprinkle some of this inside the pot before I transplant her. And you really don't need a lot. I'll show you right now. Like just a little sprinkle. Like it's really, you really don't need a lot. And I'm actually gonna do that to all the pots. This is just to avoid any root stress and, you know, allow them roots to start expanding into the new soil. It helps out a lot. So that's why I use that stuff. So right now, I'm gonna take this girl out. Just like last time, guys. I'm gonna show you the roots on this guy. But like I was telling you guys, see? This girl is definitely root bound. You can see that the roots really don't have nowhere else to go. So this is why I'm gonna be transplanting this girl. And trust me, this girl's gonna bounce right back once she get a taste of this new soil. And it's very simple, y'all. Once you pre-make that hole, it's a lot more simple because you don't have to worry about stressing your roots out too much. Now, all you do is put the soil around it, and that makes it a lot more easier. And then once I do that, I just take some more soil and I throw it around it. That's to fill in the blanks. Some more soil. It'll be all good from there. And then I'm gonna give this girl a little bit of water. she gonna be good to go. And watch, next week when y'all see her, this girl gonna be looking nice and lush green. Because basically, like I said, it could be 2 reasons on why this girl started having a major, 3 reasons on why this girl was having those major deficiencies. So my first diagnosis is transplanting this girl. And if I continue to see issues going into next week and the week after, then I know it could be the pH, it could be the nutrients, it could be other issues. But right now, I'm gonna go with, right now this plant is just root bound and it's just looking for a lot more space to go. And another thing, it's not enough nutrients in that soil when it was still stuck in that 1 gallon pot. So this is why I added some new Happy Frog soil, because once you add it into a new pot with new soil, it's just basically like you replenishing it. You don't have to top dress it or anything. So that's one plant. So I'm gonna start working on the next one. Let me see. So let me just put this one to the side because we're gonna put this inside that 2x2 and we're gonna water that girl. But the next one, we're gonna work on this sour diesel. And the sour diesel looking real good. And I'm gonna do a little bit of training to this too. Once I transplant it, I'm gonna start the training on that. Give me a moment, y'all. One thing I forgot to do was put my clones in some water. So let me go do that now and I'll get back with y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So right now, I'm just gonna be removing a little bit of, you know, the growth at the bottom. Just so I won't be using up no energy that don't have to be used up. And don't worry guys, I'll clean all this up when I'm done. Plus I'm not using this tent anymore. Matter of fact, I think I do want to keep these cones as well. Let me put these in some water. All these girls are gonna come up. I'm not gonna take too much off of this. So I'm gonna transplant this girl to another part because this is having the same issue. So sorry about that, y'all. So take this one. But I can tell these girls are root bound. All of them. All these plants are root bound. Look at the root growth on this one, yeah. See the root growth on this one? But this is just telling me that these roots are trying to find somewhere to go. So we're gonna fix that problem today. Place these girls inside some 3 gallons, and that's gonna be their forever home. The 3 gallon pots. One thing I forgot to do, add my mycos. Okay, some extra soil on the top. Damn, I'm making a mess in here today. But these girls are gonna do real good in these new pots with this new soil. Trust me, these girls are gonna bounce right back, y'all. I know you guys see how they looking right now, but these girls is gonna bounce right back. I don't want to pack the soil too much because remember I still have to top dress. So I want to leave a little bit around there, at least 1 to 2 inches around here if I can. But I got that girl inside the 3 gallon pot. So let me get this last one transplanted and then we're gonna start the training. So give me a minute, y'all. Okay, y'all. We're gonna start the training with one of the sour diesel plants, and I'm actually gonna train all 3, but we're gonna start with 1 at a time. And then once we're done training these plants, I'm gonna place them inside the 2x4, and then we're gonna water these girls. But right now, Like I said on my last bro, I use the bud clips instead of the pipe cleaners now. So first things first, I'm gonna be, as you can see, there's one main top cola. I'm gonna be working the stem, and I'm gonna bend this cola down to reach the height of everybody else. And I'm also gonna train these branches also. But this main branch at the top, I wanna train this all the way down to meet the height of the rest of these branches. So that's what I'm gonna be doing now with the bud clip. But you wanna work the stem a little bit because you just don't want the stem to break. So I'll just work the stem a little bit. And then I take one of my bud clips and put it right here at its lowest point where I put it under that node so I can bring this down all the way. And what that's gonna do is allow these two nodes to come up. And this node right here is also gonna come up. So now it's gonna gain 2 extra nodes along with the nodes that's already there. So I'm also gonna train this one down a little bit. And I think that's about it for right now. I just wanna work this stem down just to let everybody else come up. And I'm gonna bring this to the middle so I can come up a little bit. And that's all I'm gonna do right now for this plant. And next week, I'm gonna show you the effects of why I did that. So now, let's start working on the next one. Let me take this one out of here. Same thing with this one. I'm gonna take that main stem. I work it in a different direction because like I told you, these stems like to just grow straight up. So I'm gonna do the same thing to this one. I'm gonna work this stem this way. I want it to open this canopy up a little bit more and let some more of them nodes get some light. So I'm gonna work this stem that way. Trying my best not to break it. Take one of the bud clips, place it right under here. And this is why I work the stem, because you see how thick that stem is? It will break. So, and I just work it down like that. Now everybody else becomes main tops. All of these become their own tops. So we're gonna allow this time to reach back up towards the light. And these right here are just gonna be new tops. And every time these girls get taller than the others, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna train them down. So I'm actually gonna do that to the side branches. So let me do that now. These branches right here, just to allow some more light to get in there. So take this branch. This is how I get the big yield, by training these girls just to get a lot more tops. So I'm gonna just leave this one like this. And I'm gonna allow them tops to come aiming straight back up, and I'm gonna continue training until I could get a nice full canopy in here. So I'll start working on the next one. So that was the 2 old sour diesel. So now I'll work on the Tropicana cookie. This one was going crazy. So like I said before, I'm gonna take these branches and I'm gonna bend them this way just so they can, you know, reach the height of that and bring all these nodes that's running along that stem. I want those to grow up. So what I'm gonna do is turn this plant this way, and I want this to go this way. I wanna bring it down a little bit. That's a little too tall. little too tall. So now when it come up, it could try to reach that height. If it go a little bit taller, I'm gonna knock it down even more again. But as you can see, this is how you get that full canopy. Same thing in the same area. Take it over. Now you can see. This is how you get that full canopy. You can see everything gonna be nice and even. After a few hours, these girls gonna aim right back up, and then you're gonna see a nice round canopy. But I'll give y'all that update next week. But right now, I'm gonna be putting these girls inside that 2x2 tent, and I'm gonna show you how these girls are set up, and then we're gonna water them, and I'm gonna give you an update on the harvest of that Tropicana cookie. So I'll give you a minute here. Okay, y'all, so here's the harvest on the Tropicana cookie plant. And as you guys can see, I was only able to get 1 jar from this girl. And I'm okay with this 1 jar because these buds in here is super potent. But I know I could have did a lot better. And like I said earlier, this plant right here only gave me 1 jar because it had a lot of issues in the flower stage, especially going into week 6 and week 7. This plant was having major phosphorus and potassium deficiencies. And that's one of the main nutrients that this plant needs, especially when it's in the flower stage. During the veg stage, it's not that important. It still needs a little bit of phosphorus and potassium. But during the flower stage, that's one of the nutrients that it really, really needs for this plant to really bulk up and be strong enough to build those buds. But what we're gonna be doing today is weighing this girl so I can see exactly what I got off her. Because honestly, I actually didn't weigh it yet. I just trimmed it up, threw it in the jars, and I just stored it in a nice cold place with my my humidity meter in there. So right now, I'm just gonna be using a cup, being that I don't have much, and hopefully all of this should be able to fit in a cup. And I do have some shake down all the trim, and I have some of the lofty type buds. I didn't want to waste time trimming those up. So I'm gonna show you guys that now. Really keep that nice and cold. So I'm ready to make them edibles. So this is the trim. This is basically all the trim that I got from the Tropicana cookie. So I saved all the trim, especially the trim with the trichomes on it. And I usually use this trim for edibles. And that's what I'm gonna be doing with this. So I feel like I did get a nice yield. So right now, I'm just gonna be weighing this up so we can see exactly what I got off of this one plant. So let me tear this on 0 so you guys can see. All right, now we're just gonna be weighing this up and seeing exactly what we got off these buds. But let me show you a few of these buds so you guys can see how they came out. These buds came out okay. These girls is looking good. They smell good. These girls are definitely dank. They smell great. Just really wanted to give you guys a good look at these nugs before I weigh everything up. But this is basically how most of the nugs came out. So right now we're gonna weigh this girl up so we can see exactly what we got. Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do right now, just put this on grams. All right, so as you guys can see, I got about 23 grams from that one Tropicana cookie plant. And I know I could have did a lot better, especially with that Tropicana cookie, because I trained that girl out so well. But like I said, I got a clone of her inside that tent that you guys seen me transplant. So I'm gonna try it once again. And this time I'm gonna make sure that I pay attention to everything that's going on with that girl. Because this girl right here smelled good. Like, she really smelled good. Let me put on some light so you guys can see. But yeah, this girl smelled real good. Let me give you guys a better look with the light on. You guys can see exactly what you guys can like. But yeah, most of these buds came out like this, but they all look good. All of these buds look good and they smell good too. So like I said, I got another shot at growing this plant again because I got that one clone. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on this girl to see how these buds came out. Okay, y'all, I got all 3 of these girls inside that 2x4 tent. And one thing I decided to do was leave these girls for a little while. So I probably gave it about an hour or 2 before I decided to come and show you guys these girls. So I waited an hour or 2 just to let everything bounce back up. I just wanted to show you guys how resilient these plants are. And it only took about 1 to 2 hours for everybody to come back up and reach towards that light, as you guys can see. Because remember, I bent down these girls so everybody could reach the same amount of height. And I started that training, I could say around 3:40. And right now, it's about 6, yeah, I think it's like 6:30 right now. And so basically, to me, it take about maybe anywhere between 2 to 4 hours for these girls to bounce back to their regular state and start reaching up towards that light. So basically, everything is done on these girls. I'm just gonna leave these girls in here now and just let them recover from that transplant. And as you guys can see, I did come in here and water these girls. I gave them 1 liter of water in each pot. So right now, these girls are gonna be good on water for a couple of days. So I'm gonna let these girls rock out and I'm gonna give you guys an update in the next week. So right now, I wanna show you guys how well the 4 plants that I have in flower is looking right now. So we're gonna go check that plant out right now. Well, we're gonna go check those 4 plants out right now. So let me close this one up. And we're gonna go to the 3x3 tank. I wanna show you guys what those are looking like. And as you guys can see, I was able to train all 4 of these plants out so good. Honestly, I'm super duper happy with this result right now because I didn't get a good harvest off that Tropicana cookie. So I just wanted to give you guys a good look at this girl. Well, these girls, because it's about 4 of them in here. All right, I just wanted to show you guys. I have another pot right here with some watermelon. I'm trying to get that to root, and I also have some other pots here. These are, what are those? Those are the peppers. These are green peppers and red peppers. So I'm trying to get these girls to root. So I just got that in there for a little while. And like I said, these are only 4 plants. I only have 4 plants in here. And I was able to get this result just from training with the bud clips. And you guys probably can see some of the bud clips are still on. I actually took a lot of them off, but you probably can see that it's still some bud clips in there. I'm gonna actually take those off too. But this girl is coming out so well, yeah. Look how they stacking up already. And I'm glad that I decided to take these 4 clones and put them inside this 3x3 because I probably would have been a little disappointed with that harvest that I got off the Tropicana cookie. But also, it was kind of my fault because I neglected that plant a lot. I've just been so busy working and doing a whole lot of other stuff. And also, I got multiple rows that I have going on. So I'm just trying to maintain a lot of things right now. But these girls are looking good. I'm just happy that I decided to throw these 4 clones in here once I noticed the Tropicana cookie was gonna give me that, that small yield. But one thing I could say about the Tropicana cookie is that it is super potent. it's way more stronger than the sour diesel was. Like, it's so potent. I can't wait to try that girl out. But right now it's still curing. So, like I said, this was just a makeup. These plants were just making up for that Tropicana cookie. And honestly, these girls just ended up blowing up out of nowhere. Like, a lot of this just started blowing up out of nowhere. I didn't even think that these plants was gonna get like this because they were so small when I flipped them into flower. And now I can see how much that helped. All the training. But I'm gonna keep you guys updated next week on those the 3 plants that we just transplanted. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on those. So just stay tuned for that, y'all. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It's Mr. BK Farmer.